Well, I don't know if any one of you are interested in seeing my workshop, but here it is anyway. Here's my one of my bench lathes. This one is actually a 3-axis lathe, so I can elevate the headstock. I think it has something like 6 inches of vertical travel. That is very useful for milling operations. I built the 2 first guns, no, I think it was actually the 3 first guns I built was built entirely on this machine. It's not big, but if you think, if you are a bit creative, you can build almost anything on it. Great fun. I've also got an old, one more lathe, and that's an old, well, that's a clone. It's a South Bend clone. It's made here in Sweden. This is a Blomqvist machine. It's very nice. Bought it cheap and stripped it and painted. And the drive belt is actually that is a cam belt from a Volkswagen. I kind of had to take what I had. A few months ago I also came across this milling machine, also Swedish built. It's very useful. I think I can make I can build a receiver in maybe half the time with the aid of this machine compared to doing the milling in my 3-axis lathe. And my wife is not that impressed when she comes down here. Here's my grinding machine, used for grinding drill bits, lathe bits, everything that needs grinding. Here are some cutting tools. Some more tools, taps, and some more drills. You just can't have too many tools. It's a bit crowded here. And I think by next weekend I will probably get just one more lathe in here too. Don't know how to squeeze it in though. Here's a set of collets. Some of them are not in here at the moment. Well, the milling machine is fitted with a collet chuck. That is a ER32 chuck. It's very useful. And in order to be able to turn high precision stuff like valve pins, for example, I made my own ER32 chuck to fit my lathe. It turned out real nice. And I've also got a 3-jaw chuck and a 4-jaw chuck. Here's my homemade quick change tool holder, just by turning. It's a bit tight now, but well, very simple. Yeah, that's about it, I think. Thanks for watching. Here's what is going to be a bolt with a pellet probe, and you can see the pellet probe there. And I'm just cutting it back. And it's when you're doing stuff like this that it's really great to have a collet chuck. Because even if a 3-jaw chuck is brand spanking new, there's often a run out. And the run out in a collet chuck is a lot less. It's good enough for me anyway. Here's the bolt set up again, ready to be cut down. This part here is going to be cut down to 6 millimeters diameter. This machine is some 60 years old, and I don't trust the dials entirely, so I'm going to use my I don't know what it's called in English, caliper, I guess, just to check the measurements. Here goes. Final pass for going down to 6 millimeters. And I think I'll leave it at 6 millimeters at this point and see how. Because I just might go with an internal O-ring in the barrel instead of one on the probe. Not sure yet. So I think I'll leave it like this. Here's the bolt so far. The next thing will be to cut down the diameter of this part here to be able to fit a plastic bushing to reduce friction in the receiver. So I'll just put it back in the collar chuck, tighten it. C-spanner, block it out. Oops, there went the spanner. Here's the piece that is going to be used as a bushing. So this is going to go in the 4-jaw chuck later on to be turned. But first, turn down the bolt so that it can slide on. I've decided to make the bushing for the bolt out of brass instead of plastic. So here's center drilling. It's hard to do with one hand. The bolt probe has a diameter of 7.9 millimeters, so I'm drilling with a 7.5 millimeter drill, and then I will use an I don't know what it's called. Yeah, a boring tool later. I'll show. Perfect. Start by measuring the diameter of the hole. Yeah, it's good quality cutting tools. It's almost spot on, 7.5. Perfect. And then I'll mount one of my favorite tools, one of my favorite turning tools. That is for inside cutting. I use this for turning real small bushings. think I just have to leave the camera for a while. This is what it looks like. It's really not that much to see. Okay, I'll leave it. So now the bushing is bored to the correct diameter, and I've mounted the parting tool. Get one of my homemade tool holders. Oops. Let's see. You just have to measure the width of it. So, just to part it off then. Remember, this is done with my left hand. And I'm extremely right-handed. Okay. Oops. Here's that tiny bushing. And here's the bushing mounted. I'm not sure if I will Loctite that in place or if I would use a small circlip there to keep it there. Not sure yet. Depends on how the rest of the gun will turn out. And if you are interested, you can have a look at my blueprints. Here are my blueprints. That is not exactly CAD files. Here's a blueprint for the valve piece, the valve area. I do not recommend anyone to try to build something out of these blueprints. Thanks. I decided to glue the bushing in place. So, yeah.